All the positions on this first level are checkmate in one move. Now, some of you may find these very, very simple, but no matter, these are the essential building blocks for your checkmating knowledge. And you'll find these patterns recurring throughout this DVD, even in the very complex positions. They boil down to these essentials. So do have a go at these, and best of luck. In this first position, it's checkmate for black in one move. Good luck. The queen comes over, and that is checkmate. You can see the king cannot take the queen because it's protected by the knight. Now, this is one of my favourite checkmates. I call this the kiss of death checkmate. You can see how powerful that queen is, and we're going to see this throughout the DVD, that the queen is usually the most common piece that delivers a checkmate, just because it's so powerful when it comes to the attack. So watch out for that. But yeah, this checkmating pattern, the kiss of death checkmate, is very, very common indeed. Watch out for it. It's white to play and checkmate in one move. Good luck. The queen swoops down and delivers checkmate. Of course, the king cannot take the queen because the queen is protected by the bishop across the other side of the board. Very often the queen needs a helper when it comes to delivering checkmate. White to play and checkmate in one move. Queen comes down and delivers checkmate in one move. Here, the black king is in check, can't move out of check, those squares are covered, and of course it can't capture the queen because it's protected by the rook, so that is definitely checkmate. You'll notice, let me just go back a move, that the queen and the rook are actually in this position, the starting position, very far away from the black king, but they are such powerful pieces, strong, long-range pieces, that because the black king is so open, then suddenly that is checkmate. And we'll see this again and again throughout this DVD, how powerful rooks and queens are when it comes to delivering the fatal blow. Once again, we're attacking the black king at the side of the board. And once again, it's white to play and checkmate in one move. Here's a very, very common checkmating position. The queen comes down, checking the king. The king has no square to move to. These squares are covered by the queen, and it can't escape because the rook stands in its way, and the queen of course cannot be taken because it's protected by the bishop. This is such a common mating pattern when you're attacking against the castled king, so do watch out for that throughout the DVD. It's white to play and checkmate in one move. This one is a little different from the ones we've looked at so far. Good luck. Knight to h6, and that is checkmate. You can see the king's in check from the knight. and it can't move to either of these dark squares because it's covered, those squares are covered by the bishop. So there's a nice checkmating pattern. So far we've only looked at checkmates with the queen, but yeah, you'll find that the other pieces can play their part as well. Here it's black to play and checkmate in one move. Now this one is a bit more complicated because you have more choice. There are more pieces on the board. So anyway, good luck. Black to play and mate in one. Bishop here is checkmate. There we go. The bishop checks the king and, well, let's just look at all the possibilities. It can't take the knight because that's covered by the rook. It can't step here or here because those squares are covered by the bishop, and indeed this square is covered by the rook. Can't step here, obviously, because of the bishop and the rook. And it can't step to the side because that square is covered by the knight. It's funny, with all the pieces around the king, you'd imagine there's more than one way to checkmate, but actually that is the only solution in this position. White to play and checkmate in one move to give your solution by playing a move out on the board. That's the only way to deliver checkmate in one move. So the knight checks the king, and the squares around the king are covered by the queen. All these squares. You'll often find that queen and knight are a potent attacking combination. Somehow they complement each other really well because the queen and knight obviously move in different ways, they cover different squares, so it's worth watching out for if you're on the attack. Queen and knight, a deadly combination. It's white to play and checkmate in one move. The rook comes down and delivers checkmate. This so-called back rank checkmate is incredibly common in chess, and we'll be devoting one whole level to looking at lots of different checkmates surrounding this particular mating pattern. So the rook checks the king, and the king simply can't move up the board because it's blocked in by its own pawns. As I said, we'll see lots of different variations of this theme. Very common indeed. It's white's playing mate in one, and this is a very nice motif that we're going to be seeing more of on the DVD. The rook comes across and delivers checkmate. Obviously the king can't take the rook because it's protected by the knight. And the king can't step to the side because that square is also covered by the knight. This particular mating pattern is known as the Arabian checkmate, I think because it was first recorded by Arabian chess players about 1,000 years ago. They were the strongest chess players in the world, or the first players that were that researched chess scientifically. And well, yes, I find it quite an elegant checkmate. As I said, we'll see more of that later on the DVD. It's black to play and checkmate in one move. This is your final position in level 1. Good luck. the knight comes in and delivers checkmate. Now, this is a slightly tricky one. So, first of all, the knight is checking the king. Why can't the pawn take the knight? Well, that would mean that the king would still be in check from the rook. So we say that there's a pin here. The pawn is pinned to the king because of that rook. And the king can't step to the side because that square is covered by the bishop. So this is a very special form of checkmate. We'll see more tricky knight mates later on in the DVD, but this is certainly one to watch out for. It's a form of what we call smothered checkmate, actually. Although I suppose a real smothered mate would be when the king has pieces all around it. But it's a type of smothered checkmate anyway.